Good morning. Hey, this is Shane Clacken coming to you from my barn. Got down here to do my chores this morning, feed the horse and chickens, and thought this might be a good place to just do this today. What we're doing today is the week in review. We're going to do the week of 22nd to the 28th of February, and we're going to get you logged in to what's going on in the world of what we do in politics and just life here in central Montana in House District 37. On Monday, the 23rd, we had a Winnett pancake dinner. It's a fundraiser for the Methodist Church in Winnett. It was well attended. A lot of folks there. I don't get much of a chance to go over to Winnett, so every opportunity I get, I do go over there, try to talk to a few folks. And also, the same day, we had a Grass Range Community Coalition meeting. And in that meeting, it was a board meeting. It was for the purpose of nominating and electing officers. Got that taken care of. We're trying to get some stuff going in Grass Range that will benefit the community, and that group is tasked to do that. On Tuesday, February 24th, was a day at the ranch. I got to go out there and just check things out. I don't get those opportunities very often, so when they come, I got to get it done. On February 25th, that was a Wednesday, of course, so it starts out with my homeschool Constitution class over at the Harvest Fellowship Church, and had 18 students there. I actually counted them. I always thought there was about 20 and never did count them before. There's 18. And then for lunch, I met my website designer and my treasurer and some other politically active people in Diogo Inn in Lewistown. Had another great meal, another great visit. And then later that day, 5:30, I dropped in on a Lewistown Downtown Association meeting. I got to get them logged in, get me logged into what they're doing so we can work together and make sure if there's anything that I can do as their representative in Helena or in the interim on committees, make phone calls. That's my job, and I'm glad to do it. On Thursday, the 25th, I was on KXLO Live giving kind of an update, and it was followed up with the homeschool Constitution group up at Central Baptist Church. In that class, there were 8 people in attendance, 8 kids, and also we have one of the mothers there taking the class too, and she gives great input and participation from everybody. And of course, that day was the Class C Division basketball play at Fergus High School. Winnett Grass Range defeated Absaroka. Of course, that moved them into Friday's semifinals, and where they beat Denton, Geyser, Stanford, Geraldine, DGSG, and which moved them on to the championship game, which happened Saturday night. We'll talk about that. You know, those games are really good. They're fun to watch. The kids are amazing. Sometimes the score doesn't reflect just how hard the game was, and that was one of those games on Thursday. And Friday, got a 3:30 a.m. wake up, had to head out of town by 4:30 to get down to Billings to the Montana Aeronautics Conference. That's a 3-day conference, and as you may know, I'm a pilot. Spent 32 years flying helicopters and airplanes, and I got involved in a program that I was very familiar with. So when I got into the legislature up in Helena, I ran a bill to make sure that government-derived data from black boxes that pilots and aircraft owners were forced to buy could not be used against them. In other words, it was designed, this ADSB, which stands for Autonomous Dependent Surveillance Broadcast, black box, was designed for safety and efficiency. Well, now there's third-party companies out there buying that data and charging landing fees, and the airports are signing up to do that. What's going to happen here is once pilots figure out that that black box that they were forced to buy is going to cost them money, they're going to quit using that box. They're going to turn it off. So what's going to happen? Your safety and efficiency window, your visibility is going to get more cloudy, and we're going to be back to the same old stuff. ADSB is a great technology. It works wonderfully, and it is accurate. It is not designed to be used as an invoicing device. Not designed for that at all. The AOPA, the National Aircraft Owners Pilots Association, supported me on that bill. Now there are bills in other states, Arizona, Oklahoma, Florida, trying to do the same thing that my bill that I passed in Montana did, prohibiting the use of that data for invoicing purposes. Also, there are 2 bills up in Washington, D.C., one in the House, one in the Senate, to do the very same thing. So that, to me, was good news. I had to go down there because I really wanted to be involved in meeting the people that are helping me do that. The vice president of AOPA is from Centerville, a woman, a very accomplished woman, of course, and I got to meet her, and very, very supportive of what we're trying to do here. And later that day, we went back to watch that Winter Grass Range DGSC game, and of course now it's already over, but that put Grass Range into the championship game with Roy and Winifred. So we were not able to go watch that game in person, but we listened to it at home, and it was a great game. Again, the score didn't really show just how hard fought that game was. We had to stay at home because we'd gladly put on a retirement party for a local person who just retired from trucking, and his wife has been basically keeping the fort secure while he's been gone. And she's been really busy taking care of their animals and their property, and she's really happy to have him home. We were glad to host a retirement party for him. Back to that championship game, Winnett Grass Range beat the Roy Winifred on the championship game, and it was a great game. The championship title game was 64-41. Again, that didn't really reflect just how hard that game was. The score, if you just look at scores, it looks like it was an easy win. It was not an easy win. It was a lot of work. And folks, that's what happened this week in my world. And I hope you stay logged in. Go to my website, ShaneClacken.com. I'm on Facebook at Shane Clacken for Montana. I'm on Instagram and also X. So please go to any of those. If you want to get a weekly update through a newsletter that I'm about to start producing on a weekly basis, please sign up for it and we'll keep you informed. You know, not everybody watches or listens to the radio. Not everybody reads the newspaper. Not everybody does Facebook, nor does everybody do social media of any kind, X, Instagram, TikTok, and whatever. So I'm trying to make sure that you all stay informed so I can keep you logged in to what's going on. Thank you. Have a good week. We'll see you next week.